In 1968, Dan Vaden arrived in Savannah to open Dan Vaden Chevrolet in what was a rural area on Abercorn Extension. At the time, he was 42 years old, married to his wife Jane, and had two daughters, Linda, who was 15, and Jane, who was 2. Mr. Vaden began his career 17 years earlier as a sales trainee in the used car department of Riverside Chevrolet in Jacksonville, Florida, just after graduating from the University of Florida. When he left Riverside Chevrolet, he was the general manager and a part owner. So, Dan Vaden Chevrolet began with only a small temporary 4-office building.
It was kind of hectic. I was the only employee when we started out. I had 100 cars shipped in by a dealer friend of mine in Jacksonville, and we put them in the junkyard in Savannah. And each day I'd take out 3 or 4, and I'd go out in that dirt with no lights and try to sell those cars. We had no calculators. We didn't know what a computer was. Started out with, didn't even have an ad machine, but we had a paper sack and a pencil. It was fun, but it took, I felt like I was working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But to me, it was a challenge, and it just kind of took off from there.
Today, Dan Vaden Chevrolet is the largest Chevrolet dealership in southeast coastal Georgia. In addition to new and used vehicle sales, service, and collision repair, we operate a multi-state parts distribution network sending trucks to repair facilities across Georgia and into South Carolina. In 1980, Mr. Vaden became one of the first Isuzu dealers in the nation. Then, in 1983, he bought the Datsun franchise. In 1988, Vaden Suzuki was opened next to Vaden Isuzu on the corner of Stevenson and White Bluff. And shortly after that, in 1991, Vaden Hyundai was opened just south of Oglethorpe Mall.
You know, I like a lot of things about the car business, but dealing with people, customers in particular, there are no two customers alike. We strive to give the customer what they want when they come to our store, but we want them to feel just like they're at home when they come to our place of business. And I think that has probably been one of our biggest successes.
The organization began its growth outside of Savannah in 1989 when Mr. Vaden opened Chevy Truckland way out in the country just north of Richmond Hill. Also, in 1989, Mr. Vaden purchased the Chevrolet Oldsmobile dealership in Brunswick. Operating in the heart of downtown Brunswick, Dan Vaden Chevrolet Olds Geo quickly became an important part of the organization. An Isuzu franchise was added in 1991, and in 1999, Mr. Vaden bought and converted a Lowe's building supply facility into a beautiful new dealership. In 1992, Mr. Vaden was chosen as one of the top 8 new car dealers in the United States, winning the prestigious Time Magazine Quality Dealer Award. And in 1993, he acquired Volkswagen, which together with Hyundai, Suzuki, and Isuzu formed Team Vaden Imports.
Well, I don't know that I really have a secret, but I think hard work and having wonderful people working with me. I always kind of felt like that I was building a bigger family. I wanted our employees to feel like they were in my family, and that's the way I felt about them. And we haven't changed today. We've got great employees, and we're so proud of our people that work with us.
In 2002, the Vaden Automotive Group continued to expand with the construction of an entirely new dealership facility, which is now the home to Coastal Chevrolet. Mr. Vaden's daughter Jane became the dealer for Coastal Chevrolet, and in the same year, she also became the first female Hummer dealer in the country. Brunswick acquired the Cadillac and Buick franchises in 2005, combining them with the existing Chevrolet dealership. Also in recent years, a brand new Volkswagen marketplace was built, The Nissan facility had a complete facelift, and most recently, we have finished construction on a Suzuki Square and the Hummer building. And what is on the horizon?
In our business, you can't stand still and rest on what you've done in the past. You've got to be looking ahead and not be afraid to make investments. And we're not afraid of making investments. In fact, if the right franchise came along tomorrow, we'd step up to the pump and try to buy it. So we're not going to rest on what have you done in the past. What really counts is what we're going to do in the future. We're going to look out for our employees and try to make it better for them as we go, and make sure that their jobs are secure and that they will understand that we really are just a big family.
It is always a good time to be in the automotive business. It can be hard work, but the rewards are great.
I guess the first thing I'd like to say is thank you. Thank you for what you do every day to make our business successful. You know, and I'd like to take a minute to tell the employees that I'm pretty well over the surgery that I had, the emergency gallbladder problem. Still having a little problem with my left knee. I feel like I'm getting a second chance, and I'm really going to take advantage of it. And I think it will help everybody. I guess the other thing I'd like to say to the employees is that we've got a lot of good things on the drawing boards that are going to happen real soon. So we're looking for great things to happen.
Mr. Vaden feels blessed that the automotive business has provided him with so many opportunities. And he is the first to point out that his success should be attributed to his loving wife, Jane, the many thousands of loyal customers, and nearly 400 quality employees who are part of the Vaden Automotive Group. Because, after all,
I'm just a plain old used car salesman.